Can I just check? Hey, can everyone see the stream? YouTube is saying that there's 13 people, but no one watching it. I'm confused. Sup? Who do we have here? Who do we have here? Actually, there's a few people. We'll just open up Deep L as well, just so I can sort of say hello to people. So we've got who we got? Oh, Mac. So we've got Mac coming in. We've got Wesley as well. Who else do we have here? We'll continue playing the music whilst I do this. Okay, who else have we got? Daniel Wu, sup Daniel Wu, and also who do we have here? Zhudong Huang, sup Zhudong Huang, how you doing? Sup Clark Wong, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. What's up? Who else do we have? Okay. Lai Guanru. Okay, so the vocals are kind of gentle on this. I like the flow of it, but the tone of Sup Sharon Shuang and Issy. Hi. Yeah. What? The stream just started. What? Oh my lord. YouTube. Oh my lord, YouTube. Are you only just seeing this now? I pressed to go live. I don't understand what's going on. Has anyone seen the start? Who? Oh. Okay. Starting again. It's okay. I'm not mad. We're gonna start from the top. It's okay. Thanks, YouTube. Cheers, brother. Thank you for that, YouTube. I really appreciate you helping a brother out. For your donation. Great, thank you, YouTube. Really appreciate that. So we're going to start in Father's name again, because apparently people have just found out. Yeah, we're going to start again. Here we go. Yeah, so we're starting from the top. It's cool. I'd rather we do that than like people miss out, you know? Cool. It's a fantastic orchestral arrangement here. And I like the speaking, talking and everything like that. There's a lot of tension within this harmony. The opera singer vibe is fantastic, and it gives that kind of grim mafia kind of situation there. Amen. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm enjoying the way that that has been sampled there. It's quite sharp sounding. Kind of sounds like there's a bit of filtering going on with those drums. The mix sounds a little bit flat, like we're filtering it a little bit. That's okay. Alright, I think this is where we're up to now. I'm hoping this is where we're up to now. Is it still going? Okay, I think we're good. I hope we're good, man. I really hope we're good. I'll stop messing with it now, eh? Cool. Very soft reminiscent. Oh, nice panning of the vocals. I mean, I'm not a... Yeah, I suppose so. Thematically that makes sense, but as someone like as someone who isn't like familiar with what the story's talking about, I just hear screaming and I'm like, what's the context? You know? But I don't understand the context. Sup? Who we got here? We've got Deepal. Sup Li Xing? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Well, it's okay, welcome. We're doing more Jay Chou today. And the rapping is kind of soft, but it's fine. The musical theme is consistent and almost more like a lot of the arrangement compositions that I hear nowadays. Yeah, I mean, I'm not super vibing with it at the moment. Like, there's just one sort of main theme that's repeated throughout, and it's not super exciting musically for me. I can appreciate the original elements. The vocal performance here is stunning. The opera singer's definitely got it going on. Why is the opera singer sounding sharper than Jay Chou's vocals? It's like they've got like a higher filter or a bit of airiness or something saturating the opera vocals that's very different to what Jay's doing. I feel like there could have been more of a bit of oomph there to come in with that chorus again. I suppose it's something you get from like watching the video or understanding the story from the lyrics. The entrance into the third chorus is a bit flat and disappointing. There is vocal range. It is also very vocal oriented. I mean, it's also 5 minutes 42, right? That's quite a long time to have a similar theme here. We've had so much more exploration with different harmonies and melodies within previous tracks. It's a really ballsy move to have that theme continue for 5.5 minutes. This, I think, is where Jay kind of, I mean, at least a shift tonally in the 4:45 mark, although we're also copy and pasting the chorus in the outro. It's not a super strong track from a coloration or structural perspective. Not super like vibing with this track, actually, to be honest. It's like at this point, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the album where Jay Chou realized how much people enjoyed his vocal style despite the many detractors from it, and so he's kind of like narrowed in on that. It's kind of missing something very important, which is his classical background, and yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, man. This is not going to be particularly positive. I'm sorry. I'm not super vibing with this one. And Father's Name, the vocals, I mean, like, there's nothing intrinsically wrong with the vocals. Jay Chou has improved. The tone I had where it sounded a bit flatter with Jay's and the opera singers, that could just be their difference in technique and experience there. The main theme was, it was interesting. Wow, that's pretty brutal. I don't like that. Don't abuse people, please. online. Oh, is this... Hang on. Is this his most recent album? It's incredible that the song still sounds edgy, but it was made in 2003. Yeah. I think that the term edgy is kind of spicy because we may have entirely different understandings of what that word means in regards to music. When I was a teenager, I was listening to Linkin Park, and that's kind of like that's like a jalapeno pepper. Then I started getting into grindcore and death metal and stuff, and that's like eating ghost peppers every day. You know, there's different levels of edginess, but I can appreciate nonetheless what Jay is doing in this. I think it makes sense from the album art perspective. And please don't harass Jay Chou for his most recent album. He doesn't owe anyone anything. It makes me so disappointed that people are getting really angry about it because he's just a musician making music at the end of the day, you know? He doesn't deserve to be shit on by people. Like, he doesn't. People will either like his music or they won't. But rhythm-wise, I don't know. It was fine. There wasn't a huge amount of variation of rhythms, but it was serviceable in regards to the It was serviceable in regards to the main theme and how that sort of structure occurred. The coloration, I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, like, it's like kind of cool how we did have these different instruments interweaving together, and I like the fact that it came within the main theme itself. Yeah, and the answer to when there's all these different rap flows is that did it necessarily improve the experience, especially for like a non-native speaker of the language. To me, while I can appreciate the articulation and the technique, it doesn't necessarily mean that I think it's a better experience overall for it. You know, someone could be going between Eminem to like Jay-Z to like Kanye West kind of vocals and going all between those different styles like Snoop Dogg. But, you know, being able to do all those is incredible. But if it doesn't make the song better, I don't necessarily think it's worth scoring higher than that. And that's fine. Yeah, that's cool, Jacob. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love hip hop. Not as much as a lot of other people though, but I can nonetheless appreciate when a rapper does a good job. That's why I gave it an 8. Structurally, I think it was kind of weak. There was just one main concept that was repeated throughout, and in regards to what Jay has offered in the past, I think this is inherently average. The ornamentation, I didn't like those little vocal bits over top, and I don't understand the context for a lot of those bits with the opera singing necessarily. That's cool, Wei Guo. That's cool. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. The performance was a 7, although I'm going to give it a 7.5, not because of Jay's performance necessarily, but because of the opera singer's performance. I think the opera singers did a fantastic job of emoting throughout the track. The production is 7. It's good, but I don't necessarily think that it was elevated. It felt samey the entire way through, and I feel like it was way too sort of conservative with the dynamic range. The feels, I feel, are kind of average after listening to that. I haven't yet seen Jimmy, but we can potentially check it out on the next fan request live stream. So some E 6 E6 to E M. So it's E41 to M41 divided by 9, right? Yeah, so this gets 7.005. So despite how popular it might be, I don't necessarily like vibe with it. Track 1, 7.06. Continuing. Coward. That's great to know. Coward. What's this one we like? Instantly interesting theme. The unnerving neutrality of the start part. The guitars are a new texture, but the tone of them is weaker than the tracks in album 3. The rap flow in this is phenomenal and stronger than the previous. a lack of bass in this, which is kind of... Yeah. Whoa. This is... I like that theme a lot. I like that chorus a lot. I love the fact that Jay is stretching himself with his head voice there. The anguish combined with the distorted guitars and the drum fills there is phenomenal. This is... He can do rock. He can do rock. Absolutely. Oh, great. There, and the turntablism is included well. What a phenomenal shift. Dude, just having the organs and the bass there. What a great choice there, dude. It's nice to have that space after the turn. This is instantly transcended. It's one of the best songs. This is going to score highly. To the child rapping is fucking amazing. And I love this song. It's what I need from every outside of a lack of bass is great. There's change with the guitar riffs, and the structure is interesting. And there was an awesome transition back in with the child vocals on top. This is what I need from Jay with all types of music he does. It's interesting. And the rain sound is fantastic. There's a new instrument here. It's interesting. It's like, wow, okay, what is this now? Why did we have a 5-minute 40 track with just the same theme over and over, with variations to the vocals, and then suddenly the second track, which is, I would say this is a far stronger track in many different areas, is 3 minutes 38, and it's got way less listens. It's broken, man. It's broken. It's so cool, dude. And the turntablism on top of the third chorus. It's so fucking cool. Dude, I love this song. Like, Black Humor is my favorite, is the highest rated song so far in this album review series. Black Humor off of the first album. But this is gonna probably challenge it, I would say. Yeah, but the thing is that, to that I would say, Jacob, I don't understand the atmosphere because I don't understand the language. That you need everything in these songs to be connected. And if you're missing one element of it, it can ruin it. I can't tell what it's about. It's just noise to me. It's him singing a language I don't understand with opera singers and vocals and stuff like that. I can't understand why it's kind of a gentle, kind of edgy song with opera. I just don't understand the vibe of that. And to those who would say I probably need to watch the video, I shouldn't need to watch a video to be able to enjoy and appreciate and connect with the song. This is, again, why I don't do lyrics as well. Okay. So let's talk about this one. I think this is way better. The vocals are 8.5. The vocals are 8.5, not just because of Jay Chou's performance, but because he let someone else come in the mid part and take over. So there was range. It was more interesting because of that. The main theme is an 8. I think the main theme is fantastic. In fact, I'd say probably 8.25 because of the combination of elements and the way the main theme is developed throughout. The rhythms are phenomenal. There's lots of drum fills and the rapping. In fact, the rapping was probably some of the best I've heard from Jay, in addition to the Marchi one. Coloration was an 8. There were lots of different harmonies and melodies in there from different voicings and different instruments. I love that to pieces. Structure is 8.5. There was no filler. There was absolutely no filler in here. We did not sleep on a certain idea where you kept transitioning throughout. And not only did those transitions matter, they also elevated the experience. The ornamentation is an 8.5 because I don't think you could have done it better. I don't know what he could have done to improve that. It's almost damn near perfect. So I'd say probably the ornamentation, no, because like there could have been like a guitar solo or something like that. There could have been a bit more flashiness there. There's always more you could do to kind of spice up a track, but it's definitely an 8.5. The performance was an 8. Lots of chemistry between the different musicians as well. The production was an 8. And the feels were an 8.5, like 8.5. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I think it's a phenomenal track. And congratulations. Congratulations, everyone. 2 equals 8.28. It's the highest ranked one so far. So now, like, legitimately, this is my favorite track of Jay's so far. Track number 3. I don't see why he couldn't have done this in the first track. I'm thinking about that first track. I almost feel terrible for like the first track being the opening one off the album. You know, I genuinely think that these last two are so much stronger. Second and two are so much stronger. I mean, it'd be nice for things to come down a little bit, but it's fine where it is. The overall I like the combination of those clean and electric guitars. The drum fills are interesting as well, and the bass is nice and nicely in the mix. And it's not overcomplicated despite these different voicings. I'm just greedy, dude. Like, I see that Jay Chou is capable of more than that, and I get greedy, dude. I can understand why it's successful. I think part of it is probably down to the marketing and stuff like that. But it's cool that people vibe with it, man. Vocals. Yeah, his vocals are improving. They're a little bit better than what we had previously with the first few albums. He sounds more confident in his range now. I don't really like that we're not introducing anything new at this point, but at the same time, it's a ballad, right? Yeah, yo. Just so we're clear, I'm not like kind of just like crapping on the first track because I think it nobody should like it. It's just, to me, anything less from Jay Chou with what he's shown to be capable of, anything less than what I perceive as like great, is disappointing because he's shown such incredible talent and prowess. Do you know what I mean? It's cool that people like it, and I'm not going to say that you're wrong for liking it. That's fine. Just as someone who, again, doesn't understand the language and doesn't know anything outside of the sound of it, it's just, yeah, it's fine, man. There'll be tracks I like that you don't, and that's cool. This one doesn't sound sad, though. This is exactly why I'm not doing lyrics, because a lot of these songs would potentially get lower scores because of that. I don't like when I can't tell that a song is sad by listening to it. It bothers me because it's like the music doesn't match the lyrics. It's not sad, then it's bittersweet. It's like we're almost sad to actually afraid to be sad. Does that make sense? If you're going to make a sad song, make it sound sad. It doesn't need to be too on the nose, but this kind of sounds kind of pretty. It kind of sounds like you're reminiscing over something, you know. Sunny Day, though. Yeah, I don't understand why it's called Sunny Day. Why is it Sunny Day if it's sad? I don't... Why call it Sunny Day if it's sad? Why call it that? I hear you, and I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking it's sad. Yeah, I would say bittersweet. I'd say bittersweet. The vocals are good. They're good. They're good. No, they're stronger. You know, like there's a bit of range there, but I think there could have still been more put in there. The main theme, it's engaging. You know, like it's nice and explorative. I don't really think it could have necessarily improved it. Yeah, that's how I see it, Jacob. I see it like looking back at what's happened in the past. Yeah, exactly. It's sad to sunny. I get it. So the chorus is more sort of like going back into that happy state. All right, cool. I think we are in agreement. The rhythms were there, but there wasn't a lot of range in that. Any rhythms variation. Like there were, I guess there were some drum fills there, but they didn't really highlight or add to the flow of it. There was a chord note groove the entirety of the time. It was palatable, but it was not particularly interesting. The coloration of it was cool. I liked those different guitar parts in there. I liked how they added to the overall chord progression. I also like the fact that we've varied the chord progression within that chorus line. Andy Pig says, the style of Jay Chou's vocal sounds sad. Yeah, it does. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that's like the blessing and the curse, is that Jay Chou can sing a song that's happy but sounds sad, so therefore it's sad. Yeah. Sup, Jay Shin, how you doing? The structure of it was a 7 for me. It was a 7. It was a 7. Like, I'm sorry, but it's very kind of straightforward, run-of-the-mill verse, chorus. It's just run-of-the-mill, you know. It's cool to have a variation in the second half of the chorus, but he didn't really adjust that throughout. The ornamentation is a 7. There wasn't a whole lot of building on top of the main theme. It was a karaoke song. It's one that people are singing along to celebrate. The performance of it, yeah, I can tell that he was putting effort. I'll give him a 7.5. The production of it, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's definitely passable. It's not at the level as a previous track, but it's a 7.5, I think. Thank you, Tristan. Thank you. I actually haven't shaved my beard this week. I'm trying to keep it shorter than that. Maybe he needs to cater to the karaoke market so he won't make such songs too complicated. Yeah, but look at Guns N' Roses with Sweet Child of Mine. Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, and Welcome to the Jungle are two of some of the most technically complex songs in rock music. And people still sing that because they like it. Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. You know, there's all sorts of complex stuff in karaoke. It's okay if we want to keep it simple. But I think it's important to remember that lots of karaoke stuff, like, is complicated. It's just, they just find a way to have that complexity subtle. Whereas when I listen to this and I break it apart, there's not a lot more to it rather than these key fundamentals that are followed. But then it's also like, could we not have done more? Yeah. I mean, the feels of it, I'm like ambivalent. It's like a 7 for me. But I do kind of feel better after listening to it. So what do we have? Okay. Track 3. Sunny Day equals 7.44. So track 3, Sunny Day, is 7.44. Track number 4, Class 3.2. Ping pong time. Yay. There's a clock and synthy bits with the ping pong making the drums. Man, that's true, Blue Dinner Box, but have you ever seen people sing along to Mariah Carey and Axl Rose and stuff? I mean, people don't... I think the thing with karaoke is that it's totally fine, again, to make a simple song. Totally fine, no shade. But just because it's karaoke doesn't mean it can't be complex. I feel that, like, Jay did have a good enough amount of variety with his vocals in that track, but it wasn't nearly at the level that we had previously, and I still think there could have been more to make it more interesting. Like, this is instantly way more interesting because of these ping pong drums. Cool with the rapping, but it's very gentle and almost a step backward from the tone of the third album. Maybe. It's nice to have that thing. It's because Jay isn't close enough to the mic. He's being too gentle with his voice, and he's not putting enough hard consonants in. It's not. He's trying to contrast between the he's going for a breathy tone, but it's weak when you have like it's not strong enough really. How would I compare this in the first track? Oh, this is going to get a better score than the first track. There's way more variety in this one than the previous one. I don't know if the vocals are necessarily better than the first, but this is more musically interesting to me than the first one. And using ping pong balls as like a percussive device and getting that to sound musical, I mean, it's way beyond that. Far superior sense of musicality to it. Noting, of course, that how you feel about a track and my opinion or views on it, it's okay if they're different. I'm just reviewing it from a neutral perspective. I don't have an emotional connection to it. I don't have a sense of nostalgia about it. I didn't grow up with it, okay? It's cool. And I would agree, Tristan, probably sound like Chris Martin. That's cool. Great charisma. That head voice. It's cool, man. I got the joke. I'm just concentrating. I'm just thinking about how I feel about this track. Yeah, yeah. So good. Yeah, yeah. No, honestly, like the idea of using ping pong balls as a rhythmic device is transcendent. It's really clever and creative, and it's going to score highly for that. It would have taken a lot of work from a production perspective to get it done as well, so I'll probably give a higher score for production because of the effort required there. Yeah, no, this track actually with its production is sensational. So we're gonna go class 3.2. Yeah, the vocals get a 7.25 just because no, the flow was great. That's a production thing. 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. Yeah, I'm not totally huge on the vocals in the chorus and the call and response, but I appreciate the rap flow in the verses. The main theme, I think the main concept of it is absolutely phenomenal. You know, with those ping pong balls and the other synths and strings and stuff. The rhythms get an 8.5. No, an 8.25. Primarily just because of the variety and intricacy of them. I don't know if necessarily having so much occurring with the ping pong balls was helpful, but I also think that it was great to have the vocals come in with those ping pong parts as well, so maybe it is an 8.5. Yeah, okay, it's an 8.5 for how they stuck in unison with the vocals there. The coloration of it, there was lots of different little bits of flashiness there. It probably is 7.75. The structure of the track, how do I feel about the structure of the track? It was compelling. I think that it was nice to have that halfway point, like a break in the set or something like that. I don't necessarily like that we repeated that outro chorus like that, but it's fine. The ornamentation, there was lots of bits to appreciate different areas and stuff, and there was a bit of flashiness coming with some of those flutters on the synth and all that kind of good stuff. The performance itself was an 8. Not just because of Jay's vocals and the other parts of the mix, but because of the fact that they had to actually play the ping pong balls. Wow. You didn't like this one personally? That's fine. I can appreciate from a musical perspective in regards to like these different areas. But it's okay if we didn't feel that it was a 5 out of 10. And it's also music subjective, man. It's cool. To production was an 8.25. No, an 8. Because I think it was just so fantastic that the balance right with those. There was a weird flatness, though, with the vocals that kind of, like the clean vocals, which maybe kind of stick away from giving it an 8.5. The feels of it, I don't feel better after listening to it. That's the kind of weird thing about it. But track 4, class equals 7.7. What did I give that? 7.75. Yeah. I'll just be right back. I'm just going to be a moment, okay? I just got to sort something out really quickly, okay? So I'm just going to just hide the screen for a moment. Screen time. Boop and boop. I'll be right back. Okay. Da 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 da. Da 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 ba 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 ba. Back. Okay. Let's do it. Yeah, I'll be doing David Tao after this, but not next week. It'll be the week after, okay? So I think we scored that one. 5. Let's go. Boom. You can hear it. Really gorgeous, intricate piano. Nice work with the harps and the jazzy neutrality and extensions within the second half. Oh, great. What? Ah, gosh darn it. East wind breaks. Sorry. I got them round the wrong way. Sorry, guys. Wrong way. Fixed it. Cheers. Yeah, my bad. We fixed it now. It's all good. It's alright. I got the song title wrong in this stream. Lord help me. Well, actually, I have been thinking of doing Zhou Xin's music. I'm thinking of doing David Tao's entire discography like this, and then I'll probably take a break, and then I'll do Zhou Xin's. I've just got to figure out how to get these videos to, like, perform well in the algorithm, because, like, if I put a video up and then I upload another video, it just gets lost. So if I do these big videos, can you go check them out? Yeah. But there will be more of these in the future. I just don't want to overload myself, you know? The crash is like that. Is there an actual drum kit in there, or is it sampled? If not, why didn't they have an actual drum kit? Did it suit better to have a sampled one? His first Chinese style music. Cool. It's cool to have these traditional instruments involved. It's gorgeous. The harmonies that we have in that verse section especially are phenomenal. It's very, I'm eager to find out how we're going to elevate this throughout. While I like this theme, I don't know if it could probably last for 5 minutes actually. There's enough change in it. Erhu solo. Right, thank you. I'm going to put Erhu solo. Remember this, please. Ah, great. Transitional device there. Separate lead instrument. Continuation of the vocal theme. Pitch change? Dunno, man. I'm glad people like it despite not knowing what it's about. That's cool, man. Nice tremolo picking. 50-50 on it. Are we gonna do something different, or is it just copy and paste it up a step? Is it just the staple of the genre? Yep, I can hear it. Yeah, the lowing is great. Yeah, this is the Erhu, is that right? Or have I confused it again? But this is a beautiful tone here, and I like the difference here. I like that Jay's allowing that to sing here. The combination of that with the piano is phenomenal. Just listen to the song. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I might do that on my own time. I'd like to go through Khalil Fong's stuff like this too, but there's no reason why I can't listen to it, right? Okay, but yeah, East Wind Breaks. Yay, I finally managed to get the right name for the instrument. It's only been a year of me consistently screwing that up. East Wind Breaks. Vocals. They're good. They're a little bit better than good. You know, I like the changes. And in those verse parts there, they work well with the theme. This kind of music is especially... I like this kind of music, which is why I'm being tough about it. The main theme itself is fascinating. I can understand why it's catchy there. There are some interesting rhythms there, especially with the tremolo picking of the goujing in the background there. I don't know if it's necessarily transcendent. I'll probably give that a 7.75. Coloration. It's no, that's more of a sort of a performance thing, isn't it? The quality of it, the tone of it, you know. Melodies and harmonies. Yeah, I'll give that a 7.5. You know, there was variation there that I appreciated, but we had that key change at the end that I don't enjoy. The structure for that 7 part, I don't necessarily. I think while the key change kind of worked in this situation, it still felt a bit copied and pasted, especially in a 5-minute track. There's a lot of songs where they do more than that with that time space. Ornamentation, yeah, I give that a 7. You know, there were some core elements there, and they had like one concert, they like that, you know, bum. The tremolo picks were nice, but if there was more range to it, would have been great. Although the ornamentation, maybe 7.25 for the additional slick bits of the erhu there, or Gujing. The performance itself was a 7.5. Jay was stronger on this one. I've got no real complaints about that. The production was I don't think it's necessarily in the same ballpark as like 2 and 4, but it's pretty close. And honestly, I feel okay after listening to it. It's kind of positive, but I'm not really sure of the context upon listening to it. Okay, so that's track 5. Track 5, East Wind Breaks for 7.47, right? Yeah. Okay, track number 6. Let's keep going. Let's keep rocking the boat. I see. It's good to know. Okay. His ballpark. Oh, nice falsetto there from Jay. Is much more confident. And the calypso drums are... Why are there calypso drums? Why are there calypso drums? That's good, Zhao Xuan Liu. I'm glad that you enjoy those drives. Is it? You can hear it. That's track number 6, right? We're on track number 6. Then it's... Eastern breaks. You can hear it. Then same tone. Hang on. Maybe it is. And then finally, you got her eyelashes, which is one that'll be interesting to see how that one scores. There we go. We're good. Fixed it. Good to go. Sup VSGF. How you doing it? Don't feel bad. This will be up on YouTube later on, eh? At least I got this one right, eh? I'll have a listen on the second round, man. It'll be cool. The vocals sound flat. There is a inhibitive amount. And that bell tree was too loud. They are sampled brushes. That's no way that's not a drum kit. That's not an acoustic drum kit. That's not an acoustic drum kit at all. They might be using an electric drum kit. Someone might be playing it, but that does not sound like an acoustic drum kit at all. And that's fine. That's a very particular tone on that kit. I don't think it's Sup Arno, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm liking the panning of the strings on the right side though. That's kind of dope. Nice variation of the rhythms on those hi-hats though. The rain foley is pretty. is pretty, and there were some interesting chords on the piano part that were unexpected. Shish sound. Yeah. Shish sound. Yeah, no, I mean, this is a bit of a weird one for me. I feel kind of, I'm almost ambiguous about it. You can hear it. Track number 6. Vocals, I think that it's going to be a 7.75. I just like some of the falsetto parts, I suppose. Honestly, it's some of Jay's best falsetto in this part. He's very confident within that range. So that's a high score for that one. The main theme was okay. Really? It's playing the entire music backwards. Really? That's wild, man. There's all these secrets, dude. There's all these secrets. Thank you for sharing. Rhythms? 7.75. I like some of the hi-hat work in there, but outside of that wasn't particularly exceptional. It was good. 7's a good score, and a little bit better than that 7.75. The coloration here, I think it was very sort of like, it was good. It was good. And we played with some interesting... No. We had some interesting harmonies in that interlude part. We played some unexpected harmonies. Like, I think there's some parallel majors or something like that in that, especially in that interlude part at the end. The structure was a 7 for me. Your Excel skill is excellent as your main job a data analyst. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. I'm going to assume you're not. No, I just did a basic Excel course at university for my commerce degree and hoped for the best. Structure. There was range there. We didn't sort of overstay our welcome. There was a traditional sort of like tempo pop song. Ornamentation. There wasn't a lot of it. Like, no, hang on, the vocals. There was a little bit of flashiness in the vocals there. I don't know if I like the calypso drum sound though, but that's not necessarily an imitation. It's more of a performance thing or like a coloration thing. The coloration was it's fine. It's not like it was irritating or anything like that. The performance itself, I think that was stronger for Jay. Although I don't think that any of the other instruments necessarily like elevated it. The production, gonna say 7.5. I think the vocals from Jay's end sounded a little bit flat. Like there was a lot of compression there, and I think that it maybe killed the humanity of the vocal performance there. It was almost like they were too paranoid to have dynamic range within it. Feels. 7. It was 7. I felt good. I don't really have anything more to say about it. 7.5 apparently. Track 6. You can hear it. Equals 7.5. Yeah, so track 6 is 7.5. Track 7 now, which is same tone. Sounds kind of crazy and quirky off the bat. Nice work with the string stuff and the sitar. It's kind of dope, really. Reminds me of the blacksmith. Yeah, really interesting voicing and arrangement here. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Oh, great drum fill. This one has better dynamic range, and the reason I know that is because I can hear some of these instruments on the extreme left or right sounding a little bit resonant. I don't typically mind it, but if they'd been any louder than that, it would have been an issue. Nushka is sleeping at the moment, so unfortunately she can't come to the live stream today. She's usually asleep because this is when she has her lunch, and she's asleep. I feel a bit more direct. I'm still not totally totally set on the way he's rapping. He's got this kind of breathy rap kind of thing, which is kept through from the first album, and it became a little bit less egregious in the second. Like, he could rap and the flow was good, but it didn't have enough punch to it for my tastes. I like the song too. There's a lot to appreciate from like an instrumental accompaniment perspective. Yeah, I can imagine why that would be, you know. Great contrast and counter. It's romantic. Kind of. There's so much to appreciate here with all these different concepts that are just pasted in between here. It never feels flat. It's almost the same level as I think the second track. I don't think I have a 10 out of 10. I don't think I have a 10 out of 10. There's a few 9s. There's a few 9s that I can think of the top of my head. What I was actually thinking was, I'm probably at some point going to start buying LPs or vinyl records, because there's my favorite albums that I want to show to people, and I'm thinking I could probably afford to buy one sort of vinyl per month, because vinyl records are expensive. But for instance, I'd like to review vinyl from bands such as Metallica and probably like Trivium and Bullet for Valentine, a lot of the bands I grew up with, like maybe some Linkin Park as well, and a few other acts. So you're going to find those in there. I'm probably going to give scores to those tracks as well. It'll be a... There are songs which I've consistently thought are of a higher caliber. How I feel might change, but I can pretty consistently know the quality of a song. Because I don't evaluate it in the same way I used to. It would be monthly though, because it's very expensive to buy vinyl. You know, it's like $80 per vinyl. I live in New Zealand, so like it might be $40 or $50 USD, but it's also $80 for us NZD plus shipping. It's not cheap, you know, but it's, yeah, we'll see how we go. Change to the claps. I don't mind having a repeat of this at the end, because we've had so much change otherwise. There's been lots to keep us interested and engaged. I feel like we're having another chorus here. Great. And again, when we're not sleeping on it, Jay's showing that he's able to add another vocal layer on top and elevate it further. It's stuff that, it's why I get so disappointed when he copies and pastes choruses with very little additional sort of ingredients in there. Another vocal layer. He just keeps building it. He set expectations. There's nothing to be mad about. Yeah? Yeah, you can ask. I don't know, man. Billie Eilish. I'd have to go through my little rubric, you know? I had to go through my rubric. Really? I'd like to do some stuff with Taylor Swift's music just to see what it's like outside of her singles. And Arno, yeah, sure, if you got a question, I can't guarantee I'll answer it though. Like if it's a personal question, I might be like, nope. But we'll see. Yeah, fantastic layering. Layering as we go along. Okay. So the reason that my accent is kind of weird is because I taught myself to sing. And I did a terrible job of it because I just taught myself to hit the notes without the technique. But what's occurred is because I spent so much time singing along to American stuff, I just developed an accent. And I just have that now. I don't know where else my accent could have come from, but I never really I'm an introverted person. I don't really like hanging around people. So when you're a person growing up who isn't spending a lot of time with friends and stuff like that in your own country, but you're listening to music from overseas, you just develop that accent as you go along. Yeah. So that's basically the answer to it. New Zealand is a British colony, but we have a weird accent, and I guess my brain was like, no, I don't want that one, so I have whatever this accent is. Probably not. I don't know what a 10 out of 10 would be. It's literally just gonna be there when I find it. I don't even know if there is a perfect song, because what you have to understand is it has to be perfect in every single area. It has to be perfect everywhere. That's why I have so many different factors. If a song gets a 10 in every single area, then it's the best song that's ever existed in the universe, in my humble opinion. You know. But we'll just have to find that when we get there, okay? But same tone. I liked the vocals here. I liked the different layers and how they were stacked together. I think that was really considerate. The main thing was great. I don't think it necessarily was super... Thanks, Tristan. Yeah, it's nice to know people like what I do. And that's great. I'd be keen to hear more of GEM. I'd like to go through her discography too. I think that'd be great. She's a great musician, you know. Rhythm-wise, there was a lot to appreciate there. I think there's lots of variety with the rhythm and the different fills and everything like that. It was nice to have the clappy bits in the interlude as well. That slapped. The coloration... Oh, dude, there were lots of cute little ideas and concepts going around there harmonically, and I'd probably say that'd be like a 7.75. I'm not quite sure if that's on the same level as like the second track, for example, but like it's still very, very, very good. The structure of it, I think that's probably it's like I don't think they could have done better with that. Even if they like repeated the chorus at the end, they built upon that. The ornamentation. There was a lot of it. There was a lot of cute little sounds, little bits of flurries and stuff like that, and I liked the fact that Jay Chou just didn't sit on idea. He kind of messed around with it, and there was a bit of flashiness here and there. The performance itself was very strong, and not a note out of place, and the audience instruments felt like they had a sense of chemistry between them. The production side of things, I'm very happy with the production of it too. To be able to balance those different instruments the way that we did, was impressive. My singing is not great. Like, I can hit the notes a lot of the time, but I need to develop singing technique. I want to go get singing lessons. Maybe once I'm at a point where like my singing teacher thinks that I'm good enough, I can start doing them. But I don't want to like upload a song that I've sung, like seriously, and just either... I don't want that to be a terrible first impression. So I want to get training for that first, you know. Also, as a music teacher, it'd be hypocritical for me to just assume I can just sing without any training when I encourage people to get lessons for the instruments that they teach, that they're wanting to play, you know. Because it's good to have a third party involved just to make sure that you're doing everything right. Feels... I felt better after doing that. I didn't necessarily feel elevated, but I can understand why everything was stylistically coherent. And we've got 7.81. So basically, track 7, same tone, is 7.81. Track 8. Oh boy, this is the one that people keep telling me I keep saying is my favorite. I'm pretty sure her eyelashes. Oh, dude. Oh, my boy. That's what I'm talking about. It's every fucking time the same, dude. Dude, this is his fucking element, and if I have one person tell me he can't do rock, I will lose my shit. He can do rock. This is his proof that he can do rock. The bluesy scaling in the verse is stunning, and I want to have sex with his vocal performance. I don't like that transition there, though. It's very blunt. It's a bit blunt for me. That's a shame. To the first chorus, they better up. I like each part per though. Oh, okay. I mean, like, if we removed the blunt transition there and just, like, take it as him maybe going... Like, this is me trying to be sort of, like, constructive. I think that we are just bluntly going between two different thought processes, and it's like a to and fro kind of thing. So I don't necessarily kind of mind it. I don't mind the transition there, I think, because I think it's deliberately blunt. Yeah, the vocal melody is... sassy as heck, man. There's bills for days. The vocals are pithy. Great finish. Synthy part in the interlude is... I don't know if I like the brass tone in here. I don't know if I'm feeling... Maybe I was wearing rose-tinted spectacles. Okay. Oh, there's the shivers. Okay, where are we going with this? This is a tricky one. I think the first time I heard this, the first impression was like, wow, this is so different to a lot of what Jay's done. That I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. So let's rank this one. Let's rank it. Her eyelashes, I think that... It's an 8.25 because of the fact that, that's fair enough. I think that's Mac, isn't it? Thanks for the donation. Yeah, thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. Yeah, you like the brass tone? Damn, man. This is gonna be different this time. This could potentially be a little bit spicier this time. The main theme, I think, was because I'm looking at these within the space of a few days, and I'm got less of the kind of, oh wow, this is the first time I've heard him in a long time kind of vibe going. For me to rank this at the top of it, would have to say that this main theme is better than every single theme I've heard from him, and it's just not. It's not better than every single theme I've heard from him. It's very strong, but I don't think it's better than, for instance, songs like Black Humor or even. But then there's like a sense of like nostalgia for it at the same time. It's kind of pretty. The rhythms there. I think that there are lots of cool ones that worked really well together. The structure is going to be difficult. I just don't know if I necessarily liked the way that we went straight into those. It was just I can't be biased. It's just that first verse into the chorus was just so smack bang. I just think it was maybe a misstep there. The transitions from the verses into the choruses I think got easier as we went along, but it's just too blunt for the first one. So the structure, but then I suppose that's more sort of like a coloration thing, isn't it? But even then, like if we're looking at it purely from like this basis and whether it mattered, I'm not sure. Like coloration wise, it was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous coloration wise. I've got nothing but love for that. I think that the harmonies and melodies we had going on here, as well as those lead lines, were transcendent, dude. The ornamentation, I think that was an 8, because those like little bits of flicker of Jay working with those pentatonic scales and stuff like that was beautiful. I think that was really well done. Performance-wise, I think the performance was an 8.25. I think there was a really incredibly strong performance, and I got chills from it. Feels, it's 8.25. Not quite the same way I felt with the second track, but it's very, very close. I feel a lot better after listening to it, and I got the shivers, to be fair, though, man. The shivers. So it's an 8.5, actually. If you get the shivers, you feel good. Without knowing what the song's about, that's power right there. Production-wise, I think that this is some of the best production we've probably had on the album so far, and it's damn near what we need it to be in order for it to last. 8.19. No, it's not the top one. It's not the top. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not the top song. I thought it was my favorite. Damn. It's 8.19. It's very close, but it's not quite the top. Not quite the top. I think it's 4th, if I'm not mistaken, on the overall rankings at this point in time. Cliff of Love. Oh. That piano playing is absolutely stellar. So nice to hear Jay committing fully to the vulnerability shown later on. Great song. I love Jay's vocals here. He's committing to that vulnerability. It sounds very authentic. Yeah, I think so. Coward is still the top, as far as I'm aware. That chorus melody is iconic, and the way it comes in with that really. The guitars lack distinction. Yeah. This is one of those situations where I think the song would have been better if they just had the chorus one time. I don't think that repeating it a second time is beneficial to the listener. Maybe for karaoke purposes. Well, he belonged to a karaoke company at this point, but still, you know? I'm glad that people enjoyed singing along to it. That's awesome, no way. His vocals are some of the strongest in the album on this one. Kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan with that string work there. The drum work is actually phenomenal, and I appreciate it moving away. That was interesting with the filtering from a production perspective. That was great. Really smart move. They didn't need to go that hard, but he did, you know? Very smooth back into that chorus there. Guitar on left side is kind of gorgeous. Yeah, this is some of the most natural vocal performances from Jay in this album so far. Not quite the level of second or her eyelashes, but still very good. I wouldn't necessarily agree with the decision to make that guitar that resonant on the left side. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to appreciate there. That's one of the more memorable hooks. I vividly remember that hook that we just listened to there. Piano at the end finishes it off eloquently. Cool. Yeah, the strings are beautiful. I'd agree with that. Cliff of Love. Yep. 8 for sure. Some of the strongest on this album so far. Not quite the level of the second or her eyelashes, but I'm still very happy with that. It was great to see how Jay's inconsistent. I think that's kind of what's getting to me a little bit. Is Jay is inconsistent with the way he does his vocals, and the production is inconsistent. It's very weird to me to have some tracks where like he sings more soft than others where like it's like he didn't record them in the same session, you know? The main theme was pleasant and palatable enough. It's catchy and memorable. I suppose that should get 7.75. Rhythm-wise, there were some cool rhythms on the drums. I'll give that an 8 as well. You'll notice there's been quite a few 8s on this album. I think rhythmically these tracks have been more diverse than previously, and I have a lot of love with that, with the exception of number 3 and number 1. Yeah, not transcending the genre. I'd agree with that, for sure. Coloration for that. There was some nice decisions made with some of the external chords outside of the key signature, but effectively, I think for the most part, it was a traditional ballad structure there. Structure, yep, 7.5. It was, it was that typical ballad. We didn't necessarily push the envelope too much. We had an outro, but it was still good. It was a little bit better than good. Ornamentation-wise, probably honestly like a 7. I don't necessarily think we did anything too tremendous. Oh, no, there was a little bit of sassiness with that piano part at the end. Actually, no, hang on. Oh, that's down to the performance part, I suppose. Performance would be an 8.25. The reason the performance is so strong is just because of that piano work at the beginning. It's an exceptional display of skill by Jay. And I really like him showing off a little bit from time to time, reminding us of his background on the keys. Production... I would give that a 7.5. It might have been stronger if there if there was more distinction with the guitar parts and the rhythm section, and also the arpeggios and the hook. I feel like this is a positive track, but I don't necessarily think this is his best work, and I'm just kind of like, being patient with him. 7.69. So that's go back here. Cliff of Love. Track 9. Cliff of Love is 7.69. So we have track 10 now. Terraced Field. Still a good score, you know. Okay, so we have ourselves a looping harmony. That. Why are we? It's very, very quiet. Rapping styles similar to 2 and 3. I love the vocals in the chorus, though I think it's a different, really compelling vocal melody. And the strings and everything else behind it are sound fresh. The rap flow is great in this one. I've got no complaints about the way Jay is rapping in this one. I see you, RG, right? I see you. I love the change, you know, like it's nice. I think the strongest tracks are when Jay brings in other musicians for like a fresh coat of paint and kind of allows himself to be a part of it as opposed to being the focal point. And that's it's a shame, I suppose, because these tracks where there is less of Jay are unfortunately some of the ones where they don't get as many listens. I think that's really sad, you know? Great ornamentation. Has a similar theme the entire way through, but there's enough occurring on top of it to sort of develop and keep it interesting. It is a little bit experimental. It's not nearly as experimental as some of his other more trippy tracks, but like it doesn't have to be, you know. I think that might have almost been disrespectful towards the people performing the chorus, you know, like to have a really strange song around that when you're trying to get a message out. I think it's important to keep it kind of sort of like sensible and meaningful. Sup, Shin? How you doing? Yeah, that's beautiful. That's great. That's what I like to see. This track was nice and short too. There was no filler in it. I don't see why more of Jay's material couldn't just be 3 minutes 30. It just feels like sometimes we like repeat the chorus twice for the sake of repeating it twice for the sake of it being a karaoke. When like in actuality, you could just have them once. Especially if it's the same line repeated twice, it seems kind of wasteful. That also would potentially allow for an additional sort of key change. Like if you have the chorus once every time, and then the second time you do the key signature up. For the second time, it's like, oh, it's a new thing. We're extending it. That's fine. I don't mind that. But when people go, oh, we're going to do 2 of it, and then another 2, it's like, stop. We get it. You're happy with your chorus that you created. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need a sort of slap in the face. It deserves a good score. Oh, I mean, I think that it's an 8 for the vocals. I think it's an 8.25 primarily because of the fact that Jay got other people in for a different voicing, and I like the range there. The main theme, I think, is elegant. It's inspirational. It sounds transcendent. I like that there's a funeral march versus the tyrant. You know, like it sounds like people calling out, crying over the world dying. You know, that's what it sounds like to me. The rhythm work there from a vocal perspective as well is great. It's probably like a 7.75 for me. No. Jay's rapping was absolutely articulate, but it's not. Yeah, it's maybe just because of the fact that we had that range and difference between the choruses and the verses, and there was it felt meaningful between the two. Coloration wise, I think that there was a beauty and simplicity. I don't know if we could have done more in that outro chorus there, but I also didn't feel like the harmonies and melodies were necessarily transcendent, you know. It's live. Yeah, we're live, man. This is a live video. Welcome to the live stream. Structure. It's fine. It's okay. I mean, like, it's good. I feel like we could have potentially had like one of the choruses as opposed to two, and then like had the extensions on top of that, you know. I said there was no filler, but then of course there was 3.3. There was like a shorter time perspective, so that's 7.75. Ornamentation was great. I like the little flickers on the piano work and stuff like that, and it was nice to have all those. You know, while there wasn't a lot of flashiness on display there, when it was there, it was meaningful and relevant and articulate. The performance itself was probably honestly like it was really strong. From like everyone involved, including the tribe members, I think it was great to have them. Like the passion that was pervaded through it. It was really elegant, and yeah, really impressed with that. The production of it is probably an 8 as well. Like I can't really fault anything production wise with it. I think that almost end live. Yeah, almost the end. We have one more track after this, but you know, it'll be on YouTube later on. We haven't had to cut this come too late. No, we haven't. I haven't listened to the new album, Ken. Wait. I haven't listened to it. I'm planning on listening to it with everyone. So that'll be good. I feel better after listening to it. I think that it's not as uplifting me or you know, engaging as previous tracks. But I definitely don't feel like it was a waste of my time to listen to it. 8. Oh shit. Oh wow. 806. That's a very good score. Terrace Field. Wow, 8.06. That's pretty special. That actually puts it in the top 10. I wasn't expecting that, but that's dope. Track number 11, Double Blades. Final track for today. That is a good score. What was Jay doing at this point? What happened in this? Yeah, boy! Yeah, boy! Yeah, boy! Oh, let's fucking go. Let's go! Let's do this, man. I'm keen. Let's go. Okay, buddy. We're gonna do... And that switch to the quiet part for the voice. Oh my lord. This is it. It's so good. It's just so tight. There's such fantastic range, color. Like, this is gonna be strong. The production is tight. There's lots of coloration, a little bit of ornamentation there. The vocals are beautifully mixed but well mixed. And that guitar tone is superior to what we've had previously. Tone is wonderful. The mix is tight. And the turntablism is phenomenal. Oh my goodness, and the strings coming in with the vocals. This is so good. So good. This is the strongest track on the album. It's the strongest track on the album. Then we have these beautiful, elegant, or string parts and woodwinds. Why though? What? Why is this a thing? How? When? Why does the video audio make sense? It's progressive. It's great entrance back into that there. It's just new metal to AT with Jay. Yep. There we go. Good. Ah! What is this now? You got a friggin' like country music coming in now. And these Arabic. What? Are back. Oh, you. This is down there. So let's talk about this one. Let's talk about this one, because this is his strongest track on the album. This is his strongest track on the album. We're gonna see if it is the case though. Okay? Vocals. Yeah, vocals are 8.5. Yeah. It's great. His clean vocals are on point. The different I liked as well. Maybe even 8.75, just 8.75, just because he had the combination of the rapping down with the sexy friggin' no, he kind of went into his chest voice there and had the breathiness as well. There was not really any weakness with that. The main theme was 8.5. No, it was honestly, there was just something that resonated within me there. I'm gonna go 8.75. It was just so. It's just the combination of his vocals with those strings and the guitar and the drums and the bass. I don't know how he could have improved it. There was just something so simple about it, but he just knew how to repeat those vocal melodies there, and it's so catchy. And da 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 da, you know, like then it goes into the cowboy music, right? That's an 8.75. I'm not quite because again, comparing to every single song I've heard, it's not quite a 9. Although for Jay. For what I'm getting from Jay and the stuff that I'm doing, honestly, I'm going to put that as an 8.75. 8.75. Yeah, I'm going to be going through David Tao's entire discography soon. Okay, not next week, but probably the start of the week after. Okay, rhythms 8.5 there. I don't know. I don't really know how you could have improved the rhythms there. I think that's probably an 8.75. Coloration there. Oh, dude, there was just such incredible stuff to be enjoyed and entertained with. You know, like the harmonies and melodies and all those different instruments with the riffs and such like that, and how we never sat on one for long. It's like we had 4 or 5 different concepts in there, and they transitioned so elegantly with one another, and there were no sort of weird textures or chromatics or semitones that killed the vibe of it. Structure, dude, that's an 8.5. That's an 8.5 there, man. We had so much range and sort of interesting components there. To compare it to, it's on par with 2, and it's on par with her eyelashes, if not a little bit better, just because the transitions were there. The thing with her eyelashes is I think that the change between the verse and the chorus is too blunt. Jay absolutely nailed the transitions here. They were so smooth. Ornamentation, dude, 8.5. 8.5. 8.5, dude. Every single instrument was like, there was no sleeping on any of these different instruments. It was tight as fuck, man. It was awesome, dude. The performance was 8.5. I think that Jay was like, he was really, he was really into it within this. This is him at his best. I can't fault it. I can't fault his performance. But at the same time, I know people who have played stuff that's more technically impressive than this. And I know bands who have arguably better chemistry than this. Production, 8. No, it's 8.5 because of how just tight that was. If I compare it to the best and the worst album I've heard, there's an 8.5. Actually, no, it's an 8.75. 8.75. I like, if I compare it, like, it's damn near perfect. I would have liked a bit more punchiness in some respects, but like and then the slickness was so smooth. There was dynamic range to the performance there. I liked, these, yeah, and the feels. I mean, it got my hands up in the air. I felt elevated. Like, honestly, like, is this Jay Chou's best track? 8 points. Is it a 9 though? Do I feel like a 9 after it? Yeah, I do. I actually got lost into this. I would genuinely probably listen to this track outside of these reviews. Like, for realsies. So this track, wow. Okay. Track 11. Double Blades. That is the highest ranked Jay Chou song by far. That is apparently my favorite song. The top song of all the albums so far at 8.69. 8.69. Yep, it's the best. It's the best. I wasn't expecting Double Blades to be up there, but it was. I was expecting her Eyelashes. Eyelashes is 5th now. Eyelashes is 5th. So yeah, just gonna put this down here. Just gonna rank these songs really quickly. Yeah, and we go. How do we do this? View more cell actions. Sort range. Column in. Z to A. Okay. Ranking time. 11th. So the 11th is In Father's Name. 10th. Little Break. Sunny Day. 9th. East Wind Breaks. 8th. You Can Hear It. 7th. Cliff of Love. 6th. Class 3-2. 5th. Terrence Field. Same tone. 4th. Terrace Field. 3rd. 3rd today. 3rd is Her Eyelashes. Wow. 2nd. Coward. And top of the charts. 1st. Double Blades. Let's talk. Because thank you very much for watching my review, my live review, my ranking of Jay Chou's album number 4, Yeh Hui. Thank you very much. I've got to go to work in 5 minutes, so I'm going to keep this quick. Yeah. We're going to review more David Tao, guys. We're going to review more David Tao's. Yeah, I just doing the main studio albums at this point in time. It's just, otherwise people will be like, what about the 4-track EP and then the one? Also, because these ones fill up a live stream anyways. But look, I got to go. But thank you very much for watching my ranking for today's album, which is Jay Chou number 4. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go and show Jay Chou some love via his various social medias and YouTube page. I will be back for album number 5 tomorrow. I will sort the captions out on album number 3. Same time, same place. I'll catch your shredders in the next live stream. Spider hands out. I had a great time and hopefully you